Alright, the UFC on Fox 8 weigh-ins just ended, and we had no shortage of weigh-in failures this time around, including a few that were quite a bit over. So, let's get through those results. First, you should know the main card is safe. Everybody on the main card for Fox Television made weight and is fine, but we've got some failures underneath that. So, here we go from top to bottom. John Albert and Yautsin Mesa at bantamweight, and Mesa was 136. But Albert needed a towel even before he got on the scale, and he was 137. He has 2 hours to lose a pound. The next fight came off okay. Aaron Riley, Justin Salas at lightweight, 155 even for Salas and 156 for Riley, so they're official to go. Julie Kedzie and Jermaine Durandamy, they were fine as well, 135 even for Randamy and 135.5 for Kedzie. Next up, Ed Short Fuse Herman and Trevor Smith at middleweight. Smith is 185, Herman is 186, so with the 1 pound allowance, he's official and the fight is good. Eve Edwards and Darren Cruikshank. Cruikshank asks for a towel immediately and makes the 1 pound 156 limit. Edwards is 155 with a Twinkie in his hand. He took a bite out of it before he even stepped on the scale, and Dana was chuckling about it as he went over to shake his hand because he was still finishing the Twinkie. Next up was Mac Danzig and Melvin Gillard at lightweight, 155 even for Gillard and Danzig, so we move on. Danny Castillo and Tim Means, and this is where things went off the scale quite literally. Means was way overweight at 160 pounds. Castillo made 155 even. Now, Joe Rogan didn't even bother to say that Means has 2 hours to cut 4 pounds, because who knows if he can do it in that amount of time. I suspect he'll take a fine and donate part of his purse to Castillo if they even let him fight at all. Michael Chiesa and Jorge Masvidal, and this one went awry too immediately. Masvidal needed the towel and didn't come close. He was 157.5, so he's got 2 hours to cut at least a pound and a half. Chiesa was perfectly fine though. He was 155.5. The two started shaking their heads immediately at each other, and Dana White stepped between them before it got ugly. If you saw the comments Masvidal made about Chiesa, you'd know why it could have gotten ugly at the weigh-ins here. Next up, Liz Carmouche and Jessica Andrade for the first fight on Fox, and 134 was Andrade's weight. Carmouche was 136, and since it's non-title, that's perfectly fine, so this fight is good. Robbie Lawler and Bobby Volker, 170 even for Volker and 170.5 for Lawler. The co-main event of the evening, Rory McDonald versus Jake Ellenberger, 171 for Ellenberger and 170.5 for McDonald. That leaves only the main event, Demetrius Johnson and John Moraga. And good news there, these two were definitely making sure they were on weight. They both came in under the 125 limit at 124.5. So look forward to all those fights tomorrow on Facebook, FX, and Fox in that order. Stevie J from Glove Up or Shut Up covering the UFC on Fox 8 weigh-ins for AngryMarks.com.